What's happening, everybody? It's me again, your man Mike Mundy, coming at you for the third time with effective behavior management strategies. Today I'm going to provide character education. The purpose of this lesson is to introduce the concept of good character in order to make students conscientious and ultimately to foster positive outcomes. This is how I do it. Simply put, your character is determined by how you live when no one's looking. Furthermore, your character is based on the values that determine what type of person you are. Values are things that are important to you. Therefore, your character is determined by what's important to you. At this point in the lesson, I take a time out, and I encourage volunteers to share their values with the class. I need to know what's important to my students. After considering the pros and cons of each of their responses, I explain to the class that two values that are always associated with good character are respect and responsibility. Respect means being polite and treating people the way that you want to be treated. When you're responsible, you do what you're supposed to do without being told. Individuals who practice respect and responsibility are well on their way toward having good character. Earlier, I said that your character is determined by what's important to you. Even so, having appropriate values doesn't guarantee that you have good character. Individuals who possess good character go about things the right way. You're doing what's right when you have values and make decisions that are good for you and everybody around you. Therefore, good character depends on three things: knowing what's right, caring about what's right, and doing what's right. Let me say that again. Good character depends on three things: knowing what's right, caring about what's right, and doing what's right. You got to know right from wrong, you got to care about it, and you got to do the right thing. Let me give you an example. Let's say that Stephen values money. If he has good character, he'll go about accumulating his fortune the right way. Everybody knows to make money legally, you need a good job. And to get a good job, you need a good education. With that in mind, Stephen is going to take his education seriously. He's going to do his due diligence when he's in school. He's going to be to class on time. He'll be prepared. He's going to pay attention to his teacher and ask questions when he doesn't understand. He's going to follow directions, stay focused, complete his work, and do his best. By doing these things, Stephen will put himself in a position to go to college. That way, he can get a job and earn that paper that he values. In the meantime, Stephen can get an age-appropriate job. He could have a newspaper route, cut lawns, shovel snow, pump people's gas. He could even sweep up in the barber shop. When it comes to having and getting a good job, you just have to be creative. You have to assess your community's needs and provide a service. It's all about supply and demand. Conversely, if Stephen values money and he has bad character, he'll go about accumulating money by any means necessary. Fast money. It comes fast and goes even faster and leads to big trouble. Robbing, stealing, selling drugs, getting over on people. Needless to say, these are all bad decisions. And bad decisions get you bad consequences. Hence, it's essential that you practice good character. At this point in the lesson, I consider other students' values and I apply good character and bad character to each. Then I transition and enhance the lesson by incorporating the Character Counts poem. This poem matches perfectly with my life's philosophy: choices, decisions, and consequences. character counts. Check it out. Watch your thoughts. They become words. Watch your words. They become actions. Watch your actions. They become habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. And watch your character. It becomes your destiny. Let me say that once again. Watch your thoughts. They become words. Watch your words. They become actions. Watch your actions. They become habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. And watch your character. It becomes your destiny. After reciting the poem, I pass out copies and encourage students to study the poem. Then we have a discussion. After the discussion, I convey to the class that the theme of the poem is real simple. One thing leads to another. One thing leads to another. Just like choices, decisions, and consequences. That's why it is essential for us always to think before we act. At this point in the lesson, I like to review and rewind and discuss the important aspects of the lesson. I started by saying that your character is determined by what's important to you. Good character depends on three things: knowing what's right, caring about what's right, and doing what's right. You're doing what's right when you have values and make decisions that are good for you and everybody around you. And last but certainly not least, two important values that are always associated with good character are respect and responsibility. I continue the lesson by reminding students that the purpose of the lesson was to introduce the concept of good character in order to make them conscientious and ultimately to foster positive outcomes. With that in mind, the next thing I do is implement my good character checkup. I believe the checkup will make students conscientious. These are the directions. Do you practice respect and responsibility with your family at home and your classmates at school? Here are some examples of matching respect, I don't, with responsibility, I do. I'll explain the I don't and I do momentarily. Take a checkup. Put a check if you practice each of these values. Put an X if you don't. If you have more X's than checks, your character could use some improvement. So, I have respect and responsibility. Respect is matched with I don't. Then I have a list of actions or values, so to speak. Responsibility is matched with I do. And that's followed with a list of values. This is how it works. With respect, I don't. I don't litter. I don't break the rules at home and in school. I don't put people down. I don't spread rumors. I don't steal. If you don't do those things, you'll put a check by each of them. If you do, you put an X. And you complete the list the same way. Then you move on to responsibility. I do. I do give my best effort in all that I do. I do show respect for rules and encourage others to do so. I do treat people the way I want to be treated. I do encourage others when they're down. If you do those things, you'll put a check. If you don't, you'll put an X. After students have completed the checkup, they tally their X's and their checks. And I tell students, if you have more X's than checks, that indicates that your character could use some work. I conclude this lesson by playing Michael Jackson's hit song, The Man in the Mirror. Because for students with bad character, it's all about making that change. Hopefully, my lesson and Michael Jackson's song will foster good character in all of my students. As always, thanks for your time. And if you have any questions about this lesson or my curriculum in general, Fast Break Counseling, a straight-to-the-point guide for the elementary school counselor, you can reach me at michael.mundy MUNDY at pgcps.org. Have a great day.